It's the voice of the one and only DJ Scream, letting you know that you are now in tune to the Casual Flex, where culture meets sports and casuals are welcome. Now here's your host, Philip Dukes.
Yo, welcome to a super special edition of the Casual Flex. I'm your host, Philip Dukes, aka Dukes D Scoop. Catch me on Twitter and Instagram at Dukes D Scoop. And make sure you go right down there and hit the like and subscribe button. But today, I have one of the highest rated recruits in the history of Louisiana, one of the most legendary players in Auburn history, and somebody that has a really, really good idea of what it takes to make it in the NFL, and that's Trovon Reed. T. Reed, what's going on, bro?
Man, what it do, baby? Hey, I like that intro. I need that right there for when I become a head coach. I need that same intro right there. I'm gonna crop this out now.
Hey man, look, it's on the way, man. And when you do become a head coach, make sure you hit me and be like, hey, you know what? My guy's the guy. He's my guy. Like,
for sure.
Hey,
you know how Dion and his guy be having fun?
Yeah.
That's how we're going to be, dog.
We on the same one, for sure. Yeah. Man, T. Reed, so look, we're going to jump right into it. So tell everybody, so when you're on the message board, so I work 24/7, right? So Auburn Undercover, when it comes to the message boards, everybody is like, get T. Reed. T. Reed's a great recruiter. T. Reed does this. T. Reed does that. They own you, bro. So listen, what is your exact job title and what do you really do?
My job title, I'm the director of football and recruiting relations.
Okay.
A lot of people always ask me what I do. Man, I told them I'm like a Swiss Army knife. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere without breaking the rules, man. I'm making sure these guys good off the field, most important. You got a coach. I know I played corner in the lead and things of that. You could go ask any corner. I never talk to them about a back pedal. It's more so what's going on in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How is the lights on at your crib? Things of that nature. You and your girlfriend straight? Oh, is your baby straight? Do they have milk? How I like to see it is I got to protect all the coaches' blind spots. You know what I'm saying? That's on and off the field. They going to see stuff that I don't see on the field. Why? Because that's what they focus on. Right. I'm going to see stuff that they don't see off the field because that's what I'm focused on. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm making sure that's why you see we one of the least transfer portal hitting teams in the country.
Right.
I got these boys' ear, man. They listened to me. I lost my spot before at all. You know what I'm saying? Right. I know it. And I ain't leave. I stayed there and still got 6 years out the league.
Come on, man.
When you could tell them boys something that you've been through and tell them how you got through it, they respect it that much more. You know what I'm saying? And when people ask me what I do for Auburn, man, I just serve these boys. It was no better word Cadillac could have used, because that's what we really do every day. You feel me?
Right.
Man, football is one thing, man. Some of these kids got football for 4 years, 5 years max.
Right.
Then what?
22 years,
80 more years to live. I got to teach you something, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. No.
I'm trying to teach you how to be a better man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like when you become a better man, you just become a better football player. You become a better dad, husband, all that. My biggest goal, I don't care about your rings. I don't care about if you go first round. If I'm not invited to your wedding, I ain't do my job, dog. I ain't do my job, dog.
Bro, listen. So your experience as far as being recruited, it ain't a whole lot of people who gonna have what you had. So I'm gonna tell y'all a story. All right, so T. Reed, my partner, all right. So, and he's a lot younger than me, but in Atlanta, we about the same age. So I see T. Reed in the A, we on my side of town, and we vibing, whatever, we kicking it. And I got a guy from my neighborhood that pulls up on me, and T. Reed can attest to this. He pulls up on me, he was like, hey man, ain't that guy from Auburn? He ain't have on no Auburn clothes. But the guy, he's like, ain't that guy from Auburn? And I'm like, yeah, he played at Auburn. Oh, okay. Like, oh man. So he comes over to the table, introduces himself, And when he leaves, he was like, "Hey, Dukes, man, I appreciate you introducing me." And it stuck in my head. I'm like, this guy got to. It's something special about him. It's something that ain't. You feel me? It ain't run of the mill. So then a little time goes by. My mom passes, and man, the first person that hit me up was like, and he said, my mom passed as well, and that meant a lot to me. But I say all that to say, so T. Reed, with everything that you've been through, this guy knew you from being a 5-star recruit. And then, when you have guys that are being highly recruited, what can you add to the situation, or what can you say to these guys to kind of get through to them when everybody in the world is telling them you're the best player in the world, but you're probably one of the only guys, that they may see, one of the few who's also been recruited that highly. How's that process for you?
Man, I like to tell the guys that, man, I don't want to be remembered for being that 5-star. You know what I'm saying? I want to be remembered for caring. Like, I want to be remembered for, like, shedding light. Like, I want to be remembered for giving. You know what I'm saying? Like, that 5-star cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. Man, I want to be a 5-star in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I look at it, and that's the way I carry myself. Everybody, Twitter, T. Reed, best dress coat, a 5-star. 5-star. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to be a 5-star in everything I do, man. And that's what I point to these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, bro, listen, I've been in your shoes, dog. I know exactly what you're going through right now. I know exactly when you be like, man, I still don't know. Man, you know what school you going to, dog. I ain't been there. But like I tell all these guys, man, everywhere gonna have beautiful facilities. Everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere gonna have nice uniforms. Man, it's D1. Man, it's about them people in the building, dog. It's about people who can relate to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, some of these folks can't relate to somebody who going through it. You know what I'm saying? Who lost their parents, who from the hood, who didn't have nothing growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I hate even talking about myself like this, but I've been through it, dudes, dog. Like, no dad, homeless, brothers in jail. Like, man, like I've been through so much, but guess what? At the end of the day, I also made a lot of money, got rich. So I can relate to the guys who, the quote unquote silver spoon. I can relate to the guys who ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I understand, dog. Like, some of these kids who come on visits, bro, I could look at the pain in their eyes. And, dog, I could cry with them kids, dog. Like, I'm still hurting for my mama, bro. So anytime somebody lose their mama, bro, I'm reaching out, dog. Like, I reached out to celebrities who lost their mama, and them boys hit me back. You know what I'm saying? Like, real life celebrities. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I like to tell the guys, man, I don't want to be remembered for a 5-star football player. I want to be remembered for a 5-star person. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's like so wild to me, to somebody who's been in the league and somebody who can reach out to celebrities. And this is firsthand. This ain't like no play stuff. Like, bro, like, you reached out to me when my mama passed. You feel me? I ain't no celebrity. I ain't no 5-star athlete. I'm just a dude, like, from the hood that end up going to Auburn. And so that's how I know it's real. So when people from my neighborhood go visit Auburn, after they get through their position coach, because one of the guys they always talk about is Coach Zach. They always talk about Coach Lack. And then right after that, they be like, hey, what you know about T. Reed? And I say, real one. In your job right now, you're not out on the road. But when they get to Auburn, you can talk to people.
They mind.
So what's your mindset when it comes down to talking to guys who are in Auburn, knowing you don't have the ability to go talk to them on the road, but knowing while they're there, you can say whatever you want?
Man, I don't even have words for it, man. I just like to keep it real with them boys, man. Like, Man, I don't even want to cuss, but man, I don't like the BS them boys.
Right.
Man, like that'll hurt me. Like I know if they were to BS me, what I was going through, man, I wouldn't be on this podcast right now.
Right, for sure.
Like I'd have been right back in the hood with my dogs, and that's
Right.
all I. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna even say I try my best. I know I'm not BSing none of them boys when they come to campus.
Right.
One, I'm not gonna talk about no playing time. I have no control over that.
Okay.
I'm not gonna talk about that. I ain't gonna talk about whose spots you gonna take. I respect the guys on the team too much, man. You gotta come earn it if you want it. I'm talking like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm, bro. If you love Auburn, if you love where you at, man, it's gonna love you back, dog. We say that about Auburn, but it's really everywhere. Like even guys who be like, man, I ain't coming. Guess what, bro? I'm still rooting for you, dog. Because I, as a person, not the football player.
There you
like,
go.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why some of these guys hit the portal. I'm the first person they call. You know what I'm saying? And they remember them real conversations we had when it wasn't no coaches. I got you. Man, what's really going on with you, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, why I'm looking at your social media and you got guns and stuff. Like, bro, like NIL, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's more so of my brother always told me this. He always told me, man, never want credit for being a real one, bro. You supposed to be that.
Come on, bro.
I supposed to be real to them guys, bro. I supposed to give that back. Like, when I talk to God about my financial situation, like, God bless me so I can bless others. Straight up. Bless me so I can bless others. Man, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I'll be all right, God. I done made it with nothing.
Right.
You done gave me, I'm super straight.
Right.
Bless me so I can bless others. Like, give me more wisdom so I can pour into these guys, man. Like, we got 150 guys, bro. That's 150 different situations. And I got my own family.
Come on, man.
Guess what? I'm pouring into them, but guess what? The one thing I can't forget to do, dudes, is pouring to myself, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When I wake up in the morning, it's me time.
Yeah, there you go.
Time. Then I'm going to break it down for everybody else, dog. And when I get 20 minutes before bed, I done got 40 minutes of me time. I'm good. I'm good.
Man, look, hey, let me tell you something. Like, that means so much to me because, first of all, you jumped on this pod. You didn't have to.
For sure.
And you gave me a word. You said, come on, Deuce. And I said, I appreciate it. And I know what position you in. Like, it ain't like I don't know. But knowing like what you got going on and knowing what you do for these kids and like, and when I say kids, because I'm looking at them like the next generation, because that's like when you get outside of football, these are young men. And when they get to Auburn, you're one of their for a lot of them. And I talk to guys, they say T. Reed is like a father figure. So being a father, how hard is it for you to separate yourself from what you do for your family and your Auburn family? Or do you separate yourself at all? Or is it just like one big deal? Like, how does that happen? Like, how does that work?
To be honest, I don't separate it, dog. Okay. I feel like if I separate it, I'm gonna have to keep taking the mask on and off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I respect them enough to not call them son, but I look at them boys like they my sons. Like, I let them do nothing I wouldn't have did or wouldn't do now. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care how close we is, man. Some of them closer than others. You know what I'm saying? And some of us have a relationship to where we could joke and clown and go overboard when it's appropriate time. You know what I'm saying? But even with them guys, man, I'm not letting you do nothing I wouldn't do. If I hear you about to do something crazy, I'm on you. Right. I'm on. I make sure I joke with them, I clown with them, I let them know I'm there for them. But when it's the right time, it's the right time. When it's not, we ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's the same with my daughter and my son.
Right.
I'm all but when daddy say chill, it's time to chill.
It's time to chill.
Time to chill.
Let me ask you this, T.
Talk to me.
Auburn has a new head coach. Hugh Freeze. what energy has Hugh Freeze brought to Auburn, and what do you think is his best attribute?
You see all these commits we get? Like, man, the dude, he unbelievable, man. Like, all jokes aside. And he's what we needed. Like,
Okay.
a lot of good coaches out there that I'm pretty sure everybody had their opinion on who they wanted.
Right.
Man, he's what we needed, man. Like, he loved his players. None of his previous players say nothing bad about him. Right. That was so key to me. And he a man of his word. You know what I'm saying? That, man, like, that's gold for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, the X's and O's gonna win, coach, but I love these kids. Right. I don't love people who don't love them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, he loved these boys, and he's gonna pour into these young men, man. And that right there, like, put him over the ladder for me. And just getting to know him. I don't know him fully yet, but getting to know him, and him always being transparent with me and keeping it 100. Like, he don't leave no gray.
Yeah.
That's all I can ask for. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not saying the previous coach didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't speaking on that, and because, you know, people try to twist your words.
Right.
I'm only speaking on Coach Freeze and what he do and how he rock, man. And I think we have our coach for a long time.
Man, like, so I met Coach Freeze, right? And I'm on the south side. I meet Coach Freeze. And man, he was so cool, dog. Like, and I'm saying this, like, not even just to be on no BS, but man, he, like, you know, he spoke to me. He spoke to everybody around. Nobody was too big to be spoke. He didn't know who I was.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this for a fact. He didn't know. He had no idea who I was. But he spoke to me like, "Hey, man, what's going on? How you doing? Hey, you know, Hugh Freeze." I'm like, "Dang, coach. Like, I know who you are. I know who you are. You feel me?"
Right.
But like, that humility will go a long way, especially in the Southeast. So I like that kind of sold me as far as like him being able to do his job, because at Ole Miss I would have never met him.
For sure.
But, you know, here I was able to meet him, and it leads me to my next question, which is, in the SEC, how much do you feel like personality goes into recruiting?
A ton. I want to say that's the main thing, man. Like, to be honest, because, man, you got to have some swagger. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
This, like the old days, man. Like, I didn't really have social media like that. Like, social media make you bigger than what you really are, but that's kind of the reality. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, if you don't have no swagger going into these 5-star, like, man, you not gonna get these guys. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring something different. You can't just talk X's and O's, man. Everybody got X's and O's.
Right.
Everybody got nice buildings. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Man, you got to come with you got to have some swagger about yourself. And that's one thing I can say about you, Coach Freeze. He got swagger. Right. He ain't scared to rumble with the big dog. He done beat him before.
Right.
Had the #1 recruiting class before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everything we talking about today, man, he done did that before, man. He done came to the SEC at Liberty and smashed people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, he got the X's and O's, and he got the swag. You know what I'm saying? So, again, like, man, I feel like that's a huge part, but you got to keep it real, dog. The way this set up, man, these boys will be gone in 6 months.
Come on, man. Like, because it can't be artificial. When I see somebody like a Hugh Freeze, like me personally, and this ain't like no crazy endorsement, it's just the truth. Like, it's somebody that's like, it is what it is. Like, it ain't, okay, cool. Yeah, he's not finna put on no Amiri and no and no Balenciagas just to try to fit in. He gonna be himself wherever he is. I seen it myself. He gonna be him. And if you like him, you with him. And if you don't like him, he's okay with it. And I think
cool.
that's super important when it comes down to recruiting. So speaking of recruiting, right now, Auburn is in a probably worse than it's ever been. Okay. This week, Auburn got 3 recruits, and it boosted Auburn right back to where it's all not where it's always been, but into a good situation. What do you feel like is being said or being done that has guys wanting to come to Auburn?
Keeping it real.
There you go.
Keeping it real, man. Being authentic. You know what I'm saying? And me being able to preach, like, I'm a walking testimony of if you love Auburn, it's gonna love you back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I feel like that's so important, man. Like, Cadillac, the associate head coach.
Come on.
Zach, the DB coach.
Come on.
I'm on staff. Kendall Simmons still on staff. Like, if that don't show you that Auburn really love Auburn, I don't know what to tell you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because if you show me another staff where they got 4 of they former players who all played in the league on their staff right now, tell them line it up.
Line it up.
Like, it's one of those deals to where, man, like, when Caddy had his run, man, we was behind him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Now that it's Freeze, guess what, man? We behind him. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna support that because we're not supporting it because it's just a thing to do. It's the right thing to do. It don't matter who in that seat. Dukes, if you was in that seat, guess what? We
going.
We rocking. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who they put in that seat. Man, I love Auburn.
I love Auburn.
I know one day I'm gonna have to leave this place to go do my thing. Sometimes you gotta leave to come back. But in the meantime, while I'm here, man, I'm trying to make this the best place in the country, dog. Right. It was great for me. It's gonna be great after me. Why not make it great while I'm here? That's my mindset.
Hold on, you just said something so real. You said it was great before me. It's gonna be great after me.
100%.
Why not make it great while I'm here? Wow.
Why not?
Why not? T. Reed, let me ask you this.
Talk to me.
You go to the league. You get there. You go to Seattle. Seattle is fresh off a Super Bowl. There's a running back there by the name of Marshawn Lynch. Now, I met Marshawn Lynch when my boy Spencer Johnson was playing with the Bills, and I go up there, and, man, he was one of the coolest people I ever met, and I knew, and we had a mutual friend and Mr. Fab, like back in life to do my thing or whatever. But tell me something that you saw when you got there and you said, you know what, man, this boy Marshawn Lynch is different.
So, believe it or not, it is so we in preseason. Marshawn, he ain't got to play preseason. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm scratching and clawing to make the team. So I'm doing everything I got, right?
Right.
I ball out. I come after the game. He finally dapped me up. Like, he don't really rock with rookies like that.
Right.
He don't really rock with people he don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, I ball out, do my thing. So now, you know, I'm feeling cool. I'm talking to Marshawn now. I'm in the hot tub with them boys. You know, I feel like I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm a young pup. I'm just trying to make the team, dog.
Right.
So, man, we first game now. Now we first game of the season. Man, this dude used to really drink Hennessy before the game, dog.
For real?
Bro. Like, come to the hotel before we ride to the game. Like, we do our little pregame at the hotel, last little meeting, whoop, whoop, whoop. Henny.
Wow.
I'm talking about at least this much. I'm talking about dude almost drunk on the field, dog. He do it every game. I was like, dog, he different. And guess what, man? Like, Pete was encouraging it. Like, Sean, you drunk today? You drunk it? Did you drink your drink today? And, dog, when I seen that, man, like, that's when I realized that the world really got this dude. Like, they would look at him and see that he didn't want to talk to the media, and everybody start throwing their opinions about him.
Right.
I'm like, don't even realize like this dude is a super genius. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
this probably had the most money on the team, but if me and him, if we all go eat out, I ain't even got my wallet. Who got me? You know, the dude really save all his money, like, but he don't just do that. He give all the youngest free game, dog. Yeah. Like, and I wouldn't have never knew that. I felt like if I ain't open up, because you know, sometimes when you get to the league, you feel like, man, I'm here, I don't need to talk to nobody. Man, if I wouldn't have never been open, went in the hotel, talked to them boys, I don't even know if I would have had that relationship with him. Like Sherm, all them boys, like I got signed jerseys from all them boys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That money, not me.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and man, like it's Marshawn, man, he's the most misunderstood guy ever, probably.
Man, like when I talked to him, man, he he tapped me on the shoulder. He was like, hey, cuzzo, like he was like, hey, keep doing what you're doing, man. Don't let them tell you stop. And it made me feel a kind of way to have somebody at that stature to tell me to keep going. Cause he was so concerned, like based on who I came through, he was like, oh, he gotta be a real one. Mm-hmm. So he was like, hey, cuz, man, whatever you're doing, keep going, bro. Don't stop, keep going. And it meant a lot to me because just not even seeing who he ended up being, but seeing how he treated me. Mm-hmm. And I think that means a lot, especially in your job today, where it's like, man, a lot of times people say things like, man, you may not remember what somebody said, but you always gonna remember how you felt. Mm-hmm. And so when you're around, so like when them kids like from Atlanta go down there and they come back, and sometimes they'll ask me about Auburn, like, and they tell me about Georgia, they tell me about Florida, they tell me about Ohio State, they tell me about every visit. But when they go to Auburn, man, there's one name that always comes up, and it's always T. Reed. Like, hey, man, you know that dude? I be like, yeah, I know T. Reed a little bit. I don't know him like that, man. But, you know, I'm capping. But, you know, I be telling because I want to see what they're going to say.
Right.
And they always say, they was like, they was like, nah, he a real one, man. And I don't know what you say, and you don't got to say it on this show. But whatever you're saying, man, not even just as like a guy who's in the Auburn market, but as a guy who respects the youth. I respect the youth because at the end of the day, my son is 9. And so the guys that are being groomed to go be the next leaders, anybody who points them in the right direction means that they're protecting my child. So, I mean, it hits a little different, you know what I'm saying? So, man, big ups to you, man. Much respect. So I got to ask you one more thing, man. The interception against Kansas State. What was going through your head, dog?
So, man, you know, Lockett, which is my guy today, man. That's my dude. Played together a few years in Seattle. He was a problem, bro. He was a problem, killing everybody.
Right.
And my first year at corner, so I still remember he had cooked Jason Verrett few weeks ago. So I'm like, dang. You know, Verrett was the number 1 corner off the board.
Come on, man. Verrett he wasn't playing.
He wasn't playing, dog.
That's TCU, right?
Yeah, TCU. Lockett cooked him for like 180, 200, something like that.
Yes, sir.
So I remember we sitting in the corner room, and the coach was like, all right, so we're going to do matchups. Who got such and such? All them boys. Me. Who got Lockett? Now, I don't even know nothing about corner for real. I said, I got him.
Right.
Coach kind of looked at me like, man, you sure? Man, look, I just caught an interception last week. I got him. I'm on a high horse. Like, San Jose tried me. Boom, I picked it. Man, I'm feeling like I won the thought. I only got 1 pick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, hey, I went out there. That was the best game I ever played of football in my life, period. Like, high school, period. I'm talking about I ain't give up no catches, 4-5 PBUs, 5 tackles, a pick. Like, Lockett had a bad day. To this day, he'd be like, T. Reed, you the only one that ever locked me up.
Oh, wow.
Like, he that verbally come out his mouth. You the only one that ever locked me up. That was the best game I ever had, bro.
Now, T. Reed, now you know Lockett got family in Atlanta, and they love to say it. So when I go check on these folks and they on the south side, when I go check on Lockett, I gotta put your name out there. I'm gonna say, look, my boy, now T Reed, my partner. He said he put them clamps, seat belt on Lockett. All right, so look now. I'm gonna ask my boy. I'm gonna ask him what really happened. What you gonna say?
This my thing too. If whatever he say, I'm gonna say, you know what, Dukes? Let's do a whole nother podcast, and we're gonna watch play for play.
Ooh.
Watch play for play, and we're gonna let it play out the whole game, and you be the judge. He gonna have my side, I got my side, but you be the judge.
Hey, for sure. Like, all right, before we get out of here, T Reed.
Talk to me.
What was the catalyst for you to move from wide receiver to DB at Auburn?
Man, so started my first 3 years at receiver. And man, we had Gus. We was a running team, and we had great running. We had Trey Mason, as we should have been. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nick Martin doing this thing. We had some solid receivers. Me, Sammy Coles, Quan Bray, Ricardo Lewis. Then we get the best player in probably JUCO history, Duke Williams, to come. We just so deep over there. Only got one football. We already barely getting it anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the corner spot was kind of like, it was kind of iffy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I went and asked Coach Smith. Coach Smith, I'm like, Coach, man, like, I could come help. He was like, I don't know, man. You might not want to tackle. I'm like, you right. I might not want to tackle. You know what I'm saying? I could cover. So he was like, all right, you come, I'm put you to the field. You know, SEC, Leonard Fournette and them was here. They doing that talk boundary. I ain't never got to worry about touching. Put me over there, man. It was history. Like, I worked, man. I really worked every day, man. I still remember vividly, like, the picture still in my head. After I did that, the Kansas State game, right?
Right.
As I off the field, had three white men, black suits on. They walk up to me. They say, hey, we such and such from the Jim Thorpe Award. Man, we just want to let you know the performance you put on tonight, we recognize it. Just keep doing this, man. We'll be following your name.
Wow.
Man, I cried all the way back to Auburn from Kansas State.
Wow.
Because it was the moments that I told my mom I was going to have. You know what I'm saying? And it took me that long to have the moments like that. That's something that's going to forever stick. And what's crazy is I was the only one right there. I don't even know what I was still doing on the field.
Right.
Probably was talking trash, you know what I'm saying? But for them guys to tell me that, man, that stuck with me the rest of that season. Like, I ain't give up no touchdowns, no nothing. Like, I ain't do what I was supposed, what I felt like I could have did because I dropped 5 picks.
Right.
But far as my confidence, man, that right there lifted my confidence in real life. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
that's why I speak life into people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, them 3 dudes who I don't even know their name, I never seen them again. Bro, they spoke life into me. You know what I'm saying? And it was just off of, man, I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see you.
That's love.
That's all I ever needed to hear as a ball player. But I hadn't heard that in a minute since high school. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
It hit me a way that I had to respond, dog. Like,
so
I had to respond, and that kept me going. Like, even when I was in the league getting cut, it's all that's playing in my head, man. Them dudes seen me. You know what I'm saying? I could really do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. Like, when I think about it, I'm sitting up here and I'm thinking, like, man, that boy T Reed really done got it out the mud. So it's easy for me. Like, when I do see you, it's always it's a different type of like bond, because it's like, you see, I'm just a dude that like came from College Park. Like, you done been to my hood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and like, you know, and I'm not, you know, you got nice places over there, and you got places where I'm from. So like, you being like seeing where I'm from, you like, oh, okay, it's a mutual respect. When you see kids that come from areas like we come from, Like what's your recruiting pitch? Like, what do you tell them in order to kind of get them to see like there's a better place for them besides where we from?
Man, my first thing is I get to know them. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what you've been through. Because, you got people who say they from that, and then you got people really from that.
Yeah, for sure.
You always spot out the ones that's not really from that. Because I'm like, bro, I'm really from that. And I don't brag about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't walking around saying I'm from that.
Yeah.
But if you got to do that, I don't think you're really from that. It might be a little rough, but it ain't every day.
Like that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
it ain't that one, for sure.
The ones who really come from that, man, the first thing I tell them, Duke, no lie, man, I see you, dog. And they're young, so they don't understand what I see you mean. And then I explain to them, like, listen, dog, but I know you hurt. I know you hurt. I know why you playing football, and I know why you hitting people this hard. Man, keep that, dog. Like, keep that. As long as you in between these white lines, hit them as hard as you want. Because, dog, if you take that same mentality and do it outside of these white lines, bro, you going to jail, dog. You know what I'm saying? You
right
really
street for sure.
Yeah, like I try to let them look. I try to let them know, like, bro, football and real life have so much in common, dog.
Right.
Like, what's the difference between the police telling you stay behind that line or your strength coach saying stay behind that line? Man, if you go over, it's consequences.
For sure.
In today's world that we live in, if the police say stay back and you go over, man, that might be your last step.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You jump off sides in the national championship, game over, dog.
Done deal.
You feel me? So I try to break it down in layman's terms for them. Like, man, I try to put life with football because that's the life we live in as ball players, dog. Like,
right.
If I tell you some crazy stuff that you don't know about, some math, you're going to be like, man, what is he talking about? But if I put it in football terms for you,
right,
you're going to understand. Man, stay behind the line.
There you go. Because at the end of the day, man, like, it's like a rap turn that came out. They say, like, man, it's almost like they getting 2 for 1 for us. You feel me? Like, it's like every time one person do something, it's almost like it's 2. So to have somebody in our community, like, who's standing up and doing the right thing, man, it means a lot. So, man, if I can't do nothing else, bro, like, so you're my partner, but outside of that, man, outside of football, outside of Auburn, I want to give you your flowers, bro. Like, not even on no crazy stuff, but just like, hey, bro, we appreciate what you do for the community. My hood love you. You feel me? Like, anytime you come to Atlanta, you already know when you on the south side, like, man, you know that you know how they get about me, but at the same time, shit, they probably even more like that about you. So I want to say, man, I appreciate it, man, and just as a man to man, bro. Like, man, I appreciate what you're doing, and man, keep it going, bro. Like, where can we find you on Twitter and Instagram?
Man, at Trovon Reed on everything. TROVON Reed on everything, man. I ain't hiding.
I ain't hiding.
What Deion say? I ain't hiding.
I ain't hiding for sure.
Hey, I have to see by me too.
Man, come, hey, man, look. So look, man, good luck on the season, man. It's a recruiting season. We gonna see what go on. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be watching the tweets and the flipness, and we're gonna be watching all of that, bro. So, man, hey, much love for coming on, and thank you, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother. You have a good one, dog. Be blessed.
Nah, you too, bro.